several of the hottest movies.
Policía, policía, señorita. Ah, mami.
Since bearing it all in the critically acclaimed hit Training Day opposite Academy Award winner Denzel Washington, Eva Mendes has gained a lot of attention. She went on to play a woman who thought she hit it big in the comedy All About the Benjamins. And so far in 2003, her body of work includes the summer smash Too Fast, Too Furious. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which recently ruled the box office.
I'm impressed.
And now the talented young actress teams up with Denzel again for Out of Time. As Detective Alex Diaz Whitlock, she's always one step behind her husband, Chief Matt Whitlock, in a race to solve a murder.
Matthias?
I pulled in right after you.
Did he come down?
No, nobody came past me.
Meet you in the lobby.
Okay, in the lobby.
Eva Mendes, good morning.
Good morning.
Before we talk about this movie, just remind people how you first got to Hollywood. How did you get your first role?
Oh, God, I auditioned for it. No, yeah, it was actually, how I got kind of into the business was at the time, my neighbor was a photographer and he took a picture of me, put it in his portfolio. An agent saw it, and shortly after, I got a brilliant film called Children of the Corn 5.
You make fun of that, and you
Brilliant.
you say this sarcastically. You felt that you were, I think you said it was a horror film, but the scariest thing in the movie was me.
Yeah.
You had never had an acting lesson up to that point.
Never an acting lesson, no.
You thought you were terrible?
Oh, I know I was terrible.
So you've seen the tape, and now, can you even watch the tape?
Oh, I can watch it now because it's hysterical. But at that time, it wasn't. It was horrifying. I was like, oh, God, what do I have to do? So I got an acting teacher, Ivana Chubbuck, and I've been studying ever since. And
tell me about the getting the role in Training Day, because you've also said you are terrible at auditions.
Terrible.
So how do you
really
get,
did your homework,
well, yeah, but how,
didn't you?
yeah, I did. So how do you get a role in a movie opposite Denzel Washington if you're terrible auditioning?
I over-prepared. Yeah, over-prepared so that there was no room, no excuse for faults or for a mess up.
That was one of your first, I mean, you're still early in your career. You're opposite Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Not only is he an award winner, accomplished, everybody says about one of the finest actors out there. He's a handsome guy. Women love him. How intimidating was it?
You know what? It could have been a lot more intimidating, but like I said, I was so over-prepared, and coming into Out of Time, having worked with him on Training Day, it felt a little better, but now I had to help him carry a film, so I was really just all about the work.
Yeah. Are you surprised that in such a short period of time, I mean, if you look, Children of the Corn 5 was only, what,
I call it C5, okay?
C5 was, okay, you don't even want
on
Children of the Corn out there. It was only 3.5, 4 years ago, and now, 3.5, 4 years later, you're expected to carry a film with Denzel Washington.
Yes.
That's a lot to happen in a short period of time.
It's a lot to happen, but I'm very excited, and I'm really lucky. And then luck strikes again when last year I become part of the Revlon family with people like Halle Berry and Julianne Moore and James King. So I'm kind of like, I'm a happy girl.
You're a little bit on a roll, which is
I'm
fantastic.
A happy girl.
Tell me, let's go. We're looking at part of the Revlon commercials you do here right now, and obviously they're in love with you because they run these things all the time. Getting back to Out of Time, tell me a little bit about your character. She's soon to be the ex-wife of Denzel Washington, right?
Exactly. I play a rookie cop, and Denzel plays a chief of police, and we try to solve a murder together. But where it gets complicated and fun is we're going through a divorce. So the dynamics are, you can imagine, like, you know.
There's a lot of friction to start with.
Yeah.
And tell me about working with him. You say it was a little less intimidating because you're now your second time around. But do your styles work well together?
I hope so.
Or is it too early for you to develop the style really all that much?
You know, the only thing I really walk away with, and that's why I can work with him again and again and again, is he makes me a better actress. He really does. I think he just has that presence, and he can challenge you with a look, and it's kind of sink or swim, and hopefully I swam, you know.
So now that people are offering you things, what's the one thing you'd like to be offered? I mean, what's the dream role for you?
God, that's a good question. I've never really thought about that. You know, I've always thought it'd be fun to play Sandra Dee in Grease because people would usually think I'm Rizzo. You know what I mean? Kind of mix it up a bit. Why not be Sandra Dee?
Well,
yeah.
this one is called Out of Time, and obviously things are going well. And you mentioned Revlon and lots of other movies on the horizon. You got a Farrelly Brothers movie.
Stuck on You coming out in December with Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear. Hysterical. Hysterical. Way funnier than anything they've done, and you know they know funny.
As compared to Children of the Corn 5, it's
C5.
C5, sorry.
C5. No, this is a really great film, so I'm really proud of it.
Well, good luck to you. It's nice
Thank
to have
you
you here.
so
Pleasure
much.
to meet you.
Pleasure.
And tomorrow, Eva's co-star Denzel Washington will join us. Out of Time, by the way, hits theaters on Friday. And we're back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.